Hey, everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. It's Matt and Alonso. Christy is on vacation. Lucky her. And for various weird work reasons, even though there's a lot of movies opening today, Friday, the only movie that we have both seen is actually Ready or Not, which opens on Wednesday. So we'll, I guess, maybe do some catch up later on other things.
Perhaps.
If you want to hear me talk about Where'd You Go, Bernadette, and 47 Meters Down, and Blinded by the Light, and Amazing Jonathan, check out KCRW Press Play. Dave and I were on today talking about that, and of course we'll be discussing them on Linoleum Knife as well. But in the meantime, welcome to Breakfast All Day.
Yeah,
and,
I saw Good Boys on Monday, and Christy was there.
No, see,
But
it's just
Alonso was not.
it's just one of those weird crosswire weeks. I am seeing Good Boys this weekend for next week's Who Shot You, so it's always something.
Maybe
Anyway,
we'll cover that next week.
Maybe. Okay, why not? So for today, it's Ready or Not,
Yes.
which is a hoot. You want to describe it?
Yeah, Ready or Not is directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett. It stars Samara Weaving as a woman named Grace. It is her wedding day. She's marrying into the Les Domas family. They are similar to, say, Milton Bradley or the Parker brothers in that they are a gaming family, very rich and kind of a dynasty. And, you know, there's a little bit of worry that his family's not going to like her. Her groom, her husband to be, is played by Mark O'Brien. His name is Alex. And it turns out that the wedding goes okay. And then there's a tradition they have to do that night. She has to pick a card out of a box and play a game. And they have to play that game. And lo and behold, the one card she picks is a fatal game. And they have to play it or else.
These people play hide and seek very hardcore.
Yes. This is hide and seek. And if you get caught, you get killed.
Yes.
The most dangerous game.
I know. The timing. Goodness.
Yeah, this movie's bonkers, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it sort of runs a little long. Like, it starts to kind of stretch what it's trying to do.
A little bit.
But that being said, it executes what it does really well, and it gives you just enough to believe that this family would feel like it's necessary to go through what they're doing. It's like almost like if the Addams Family was actually as nasty as everybody worried about.
Yeah, but without like being fun loving.
Right.
It is this like weird premise, but that the script sort of lays out more and more of as it goes along.
Right.
You're like, okay, I guess this makes sense. I guess this is what these people would do and how they would do it. At its best, it reminded me of like the original Sleuth, you know, the big house with all the old games in it. And The Last of Sheila, which is a movie I love, which if you've never seen, go find that one. It's about like these sort of rich people on a yacht playing these party games that turn fatal. It's if anything, this is one of those movies where I love the parts I love so much that I want the whole movie to be delivering at that level, and it doesn't quite, but it's still worth seeing. Like, it's not quite as good as Game Night, but it's up there, and and it is as enjoyable in terms of just this, like, you know, this one night with all this nuts stuff happening, and, you know, will they or won't they survive it all? So I did not know Samara Weaving before this.
She's terrific at this.
She is amazing. She's the niece of Hugo Weaving, I learned. And yes, a dead ringer for Margot Robbie. But I think, if she could wind up being the Monica Potter to Margot Robbie's Julia Roberts, I don't know.
She was in The Babysitter that Netflix did in 2017, and she was on the TV miniseries Picnic at Hanging Rock.
Right, which I also didn't see. I need to get caught up on that one. I love the movie of Picnic at Hanging Rock. But anyway, so she's great. And, you know, in my review, I make the joke, like, not only is she sort of like running for her life and fighting back against this crazy family, she's doing it all in a wedding dress.
Right.
Which is a feat of backwards and in heels level, you know, kind of ingenuity.
Although she ditches the shoes and she modifies the dress. Like, yeah, you know, she's definitely finds it in herself to try and survive as best she can. And the movie does a good job of showing various levels of familiarity with the fighting that's going on.
Sure.
And the hunting and the hide and seek aspect.
It's a fun collection of character actors, Henry Czerny and
Henry
Adam
Czerny,
Brody.
I can't remember seeing anything since the first Mission Impossible.
Oh, he works. He's
Okay.
around.
Or at least that's the one I noticed.
He does, I think he does a lot of Canadian TV, but he pops up in character roles periodically. I
Andie
love
MacDowell's
Andie
having fun in this.
MacDowell is having so much
Right.
fun in this. She's like so thrilled to not be on the Hallmark Channel and getting to be like just evil.
Right. Kristen Brune, who, for those that watched Orphan Black, he was kind of the doughy husband of one of the clones. Yeah, it was kind of fun to see him. He's sufficiently douchey in this. And you see, like, not only is this a super rich family, they're very dysfunctional.
Oh,
right. And like watching them try and do, because you get the sense that, like, and I don't want to give too much away, but for the most part, like, none of them are really all that like, they're not gleefully hunting her down.
No,
it's almost like, all right, I guess we got to do this, right? And so the way that plays out, in this dysfunctional family makes for some good comedy. Now, there's some places where you see they're clearly going for the laughs and it doesn't quite work.
Right.
And there's some points where, like, it maybe goes a little bit too mean-spirited, but for the most part, like, I definitely had me cringing. I like this a lot. The ending was not quite what I expected, and then found it to be very satisfying. I look, like, if you want something that's, I wouldn't say that this is the most terrifying thing, but it's definitely like,
it's a fun, it's a horror comedy.
right.
I
What's
guess.
the French term? Grand
Guignol.
Yeah.
It's very bloody.
Yeah.
It earns its R rating, but
Yeah.
it also has like a sense of humor about it. And I mean, it's the kind of movie where someone getting an arrow in the neck is the punchline of a joke,
Yeah,
But if you're okay with that,
right.
it's fun.
Right. Similar to like vintage Raimi. Right, like
Sure,
some of the vintage
yeah.
Sam Raimi, and even a little bit of Wes Craven. This one's like, I'm not saying it's exactly like that, but it's a little bit of like, oh, we're going to be really ruthless and kind of make you laugh at it and use comic timing, the same way we're going to use, the timing of building tension.
Sure, yeah. So it's a gory comedy. It's also a like survive the night in an old spooky house movie. It's doing a lot of stuff, and it's fully aware of what it's doing. But I had fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed this too. So what's your score?
I said 7.6.
Yeah, I think I would give it probably about 7.5. I'm right there with you. Right?
Okay, so
like
it's a 7.6 from us.
Yeah.
And where's on the tomato meter?
I don't know. I'm not in charge of that anymore.
We forgot to look. See,
it
Christy
says-
leaves and we fall apart.
It says 100% right now, according to
Actually, it
Wikipedia.
was at 100% the last time I looked a couple days ago.
okay.
So
So go see it.
the opening day reviews will hit, so that might change. But it's it's not great, but it's a lot of fun, and it's late summer, and you just want to be air conditioned for a while. So this is a pretty good way to do it.
It's better than that, though. I wouldn't say this is
You're
not the
right.
type of movie
You're
where it's
right.
like, man, go sit in the air conditioning. It is better than sitting in the heat. No, it's actually worth like
No, it's
go and.
I don't mean to damn with
Right.
faint praise.
Right. No, I would say you're going to get a good benefit of going and seeing this in a theater full of people because you'll all jump
Sure.
from time to time, and it is a good time.
Yeah, if you like this kind of like R-rated, dark comedy with like violence and gore, this is your jam. So enjoy. And thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and visit us at patreon.com/linoleumknife. It's where we talk about movie news and trailers, do our TV recaps, and all kinds of other stuff that is member exclusive. So next week we'll be back with probably a lot of reviews of movies we should have talked about this week, as well as big stuff that's opening next time around, which is all flown out of my head. When Christy's not here, we don't know what's going on.
Angel Has Fallen.
Angel Has Fallen. Totally talking about that next week.
I mean, not that we're expecting movies to be bad, but
third time's the question mark. And there's some stuff that I've got screeners of. We'll figure something out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time. Bye.
bye.